on listening mode.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are live.
Hi guys, this is the CMC podcast. I'm Mr Blitztek.
I'm MuzahirK.
And Mr ICanWin.
And we're discussing the game releases for March. So the first game is Far Cry Primal, which is released on PC in the first week.
Yeah, 1st of March that's releasing, but it's releasing in February for everyone else. So if you're a console gamer, get that in February. It depends on what you like. I mean, a lot of people are discussing it and saying that Mr Blitztek, it's not going to be good because it's Primal. But, I mean, if it's Primal, it's going to be more fun. I mean, if you played Turok, you'd love it. If you didn't play Turok, you could experience it with Far Cry. I mean, Far Cry's always had good mechanisms. Give or take a few bugs. Everyone knows every game has bugs these days, so I'm not even going to say that there's going to be perfect, but you're going to have a good experience. I mean, I personally might try it, not straight away on release, but it's something that would be on my playlist.
Alright guys, let's slow down for a second. Alright, let's say I'm a novice to Far Cry. Never played one. Tell me about the game, just general things, basic mechanics. What is it? First person shooter, third person shooter? Tell me about the game.
Far Cry is more or less a first-person shooter, but like in terms of mechanics, it's a blend between COD and say Battlefield. It's more, but it's got the shooting is more like Ubisoft. If you've ever played any Ubisoft shooter, you'd understand that they've got their own sort of finesse system how to use it. But Far Cry Primal, I don't think, as far as I know, I might be wrong, but as far as I know, that it's not going to be. Like, you need to have prior knowledge of Far Cry to play Primal because it's set completely separate. I mean, if you do, then it'll be stupid. They expect you to know so much. I think the Dragon Blood, was it the last one?
Blood Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, Blood Dragon. Sorry, that was a good one. And you didn't need no Far Cry knowledge about that. That was like if you took some drugs and you
just
went out on E and played that game.
Yeah, it's true. But the thing about Primal is that I'm kind of worried because it's taking it back to the Stone Age.
Yeah,
and it's like, apart from a spear, what other weapons can you like expect from a game like that kind of thing?
That's what I wanted to ask. So what is the actual setting where it's set in the Stone Age?
Set in the Stone Age. We're going to be facing mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and all kind of other dangerous animals and other tribes.
So what have I got? A spear and a catapult?
I think you're gonna have a bow and arrow as well.
Okay.
So it's going back old school. So it's basically survival instincts.
Yeah.
You know, you with your knife, and we're not a proper knife, with your flint knife. You're going to get some elephant or tooth and just be like stabbing people. You know, it's going to be fun for the people that like their bit of violence.
I was about to say, because like the other Far Cry games, it's not basically like your everyday Call of Duty game.
Yeah, it's not that, oh, I've got a gun, I've got to use my gun. No, Far Cry is where you got to use your brain as well. Sometimes you think, oh, that guy's on his own. You know what? I can try something else. Why am I going to shoot him in the head? I've got this. Let me try this out. Far Cry pushes you to try all the different weapons. Whereas Call of Duty, you're like, oh, I've got this gun. You know what? Bang, bang, bang. Let me shoot him. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, this gun's on the floor. I'll only pick it up if I need ammo. You know, Far Cry is different. It makes you use your inventory.
So, on how much are you guys anticipating this game? How excited are you about it?
I'll say it would have been on my most honourable list for 2016 because every other Far Cry, for me, has really disappointed for what they bring to the table. And for them to go back, way back to Stone Age, which I've never seen
anyone apart from Turok.
Was that way back though?
No,
because that was kind of modern.
Was
modern,
yeah.
So for them to do a first-person shooter and go way back to, like I said, there's no guns. You got like a bow and arrow and a spear.
Yeah.
I think it's brave, and you got to be very brave to do that. So I think it'll be very good.
It'll either be really good or be really bad. So it's something I'm going to watch out for. It's not, you know, certain games release and I'll be like, okay, you know, just let that go. But it's something I'd watch out for. I'd want to see how well it does, and I would watch some videos on it. I mean, I've seen some videos on it. It looks good to me. But what I want to know is how like it would pan out, because no one will know the bugs until the game releases. And in this day and age, you shouldn't buy a game on day one release. But we'll get to that.
Okay then, cool. So the next game, I think, is it in the same week, is the collection for Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. I think the other two games, for them to be in the same collection, I think that's a pretty good shout, because if you miss both of them on PS3, they've been remastered for the PS4. Graphics are going to look really good, and for you to get both of them in the same package, I think that's a really good, for the price as well. I think that's actually a good shout.
All right, so Heavy Rain. That's the game where you do nothing and you click on things, right?
As far as I know,
it's one of those. It's one of those games, right?
Almost one of them.
It's like
games.
Sword.
So
It's
Mr.
an
Blitztek,
interactive.
there you go,
game.
Mr. Blitztek. Tell me about this game. Generally, just throw it out there. I've seen a couple bits. I'm playing devil's advocate right now, but sell me on the game. Tell me why I should be picking this up for my PS4.
So basically, I haven't picked up Beyond Two Souls, but I've played Heavy Rain, and for those who don't know, it's basically a interactive drama game where I think you play 3 character roles. One's a detective, one's a policeman, and one's the dad of the missing son that revolves around the main story. And you're interweaving between stories, and you just go through certain situations where, like you said, you like investigate an area or you do certain things, and it's kind of hard to explain, but it's very heavily story driven. And most of your actions, whatever you do, pan out throughout the game. So if you do something in like chapter 1, say, when you come back to chapter 3, your character's been like affected by it. Like,
okay, so it's a lot. It's like a more sophisticated The Walking Dead by the Telltale games.
Yes.
And the thing is, I know this got nothing to do with what we're talking about, but them Walking Dead games was a big surprise to me because it's not the kind of games I usually play. But you did tell me to pick it up, and I did, and I thought it was great. So maybe playing one of these games might be that next level for me where you're taking the detective stuff a bit deeper and there's more of a like written out storyline besides just running away from zombies and deciding whether to kill my friend if he gets bitten or not.
That's what I was about to say, because with these games it's not really gameplay dependent kind of thing. For these games it is like major story. So if you're the kind of guy who likes movies and likes games, so if you don't want to take the gameplay, it's like if you want to like slow down your gameplay pace, you like storytelling, really heavy storytelling, really heavy character development, I think these kind of games would be for you, kind of thing. And then for you to get 2 games with like these, I think that's like a really good package.
Like, how big are you on remastered games for the PS4? Because me personally, I never really like picking up games that have been remastered. I'll always just pick up the PS3 version because I still play my PS3 quite a lot, so I usually pick them up. So why should I get it remastered as opposed to just picking it up for the PlayStation 3?
Well, it depends. I mean, certain things like I don't pick them up personally. Like, I haven't picked up many, but there's certain ones I would pick up. God of War 3 wasn't one that I picked up because I still have it on PlayStation 3. Like you, I play my PlayStation 3 all the time as well, my Xbox 360 as well as my Xbox One. So for me, the game, if they add things to it, the only game that I've picked up on the PlayStation 4, that was on the PlayStation 3, was GTA 5. I know a lot of people say the only thing they added was the first-person shooting mode, but there's more to it than that because you had like the mechanics were all finessed. I mean, you know, there's that little things a lot of people don't look at. But for me, as someone who's been playing games all his life, that's the things that matter. I mean, if I'm going to play a game on PlayStation 3, I know, okay, you know what? These are the limitations of my console. GTA 5 pushed PS3 to its limits. Pushed, and I mean pushed. And then when I played, because I remember touching my PlayStation 3 and it was hot. And now when you play that on PlayStation 4, given it's around launch, so it's not even like not at launch, it's around launch, the game has pushed PS4. Graphically, we are on a different level right now. Like, they have set the bar for a lot of people to follow, and you play it fine. Graphically is one of the things. The gameplay's changed. Like, did you ever think you'd play GTA first person? There's certain things in remastered that would help.
See, that's the thing. I feel like GTA, well, I kind of understand what you're saying. GTA does put it into a whole different bracket because when I watched some first person gameplay of Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS4, and I feel like first person makes it a completely different game. Like, so I'm gonna cast that one to the side. Why do I buy Dark Rain?
Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain.
Well,
The thing is, for me,
Dark Souls and Heavy Rain.
no,
That's
it's,
Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain.
what they said. Why do I get those remastered?
For me, like, if you just bought a PS4, you don't have a PS3, that's when remasters are for you.
Okay.
So you missed out. Imagine you had an Xbox, same thing. You had an Xbox, some of these are exclusives. You didn't play them on Xbox, you come to PS4, you don't have a PS3, you've come to PS4, you get the remastered edition. You always think, I always wish I had played that. Same with God of War. Imagine you had an Xbox, but then suddenly you convert to PS4, there's a now remastered edition. You'd be like, now I can play God of War, and you don't want to go pick up a PS3 to play it. So now I've remastered it for the PS4. Not only is it like, I think it's 1080p, so it looks crisper, might even play better, but you get to play it when you pick up the console. So that's one major reason why I think remasters are a good thing. But at the same time, yeah, I'm with you guys. Like, if I have a PS3 and I have a PS4 and there's a remastered, I'd rather go out to get a PS3 edition.
I mean, but in terms of this, it's because it's an interactive game, these focus on graphics more than anything. So unless the graphics wow me, I mean, I never played Heavy Rain. The only thing I played was the demo. I thought, okay, you know what, it's okay, like, yeah, because what I remember from the demo is the crime scene by the train tracks. And you use the UV light and whatnot. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a good concept. I'll buy it. But then when it released with so many good games, it just got buried for me. And I mean, that's the thing. It's releasing at a time where there are a few good games coming out this month, but it's 2 games, so it's value for money. For someone like me who's working, and when I want to play a game, you know, sometimes after work, when you've come back after a stressful day, sometimes you just don't have the mental energy or capacity to be playing COD because you can't be that alert. You can't be playing Battlefront, or you can't even be playing Street Fighter or anything like that. These are like them chill out games, you know, just play, relax your mind. Then next day, you know, when you're refreshed,
there you go,
kill those people in COD.
Cool. So the next game, heavy hitter for March, would be The Division. Third-person shooter in a post-apocalyptic world for New York City.
I'm going to let one of you guys start. This is a big one for us, I know, because me personally, I've been debating whether to pick this up day one or not. I picked up the beta and put 7 hours into it easily. I like the game a lot. I'm just not convinced. There's something still holding me back. But what do you guys think about it?
Me personally, like, I don't think I would get it, but that's not saying it's a bad game. The reason why I wouldn't get it is it's an MMO, and for an MMO, you need them hours. If you ain't got them hours, you'll never enjoy the experience. I played the beta as well last night, actually, so I'm a bit fresh about it. I mean, there were a few bugs, but with beta, it's fine. I wouldn't go too bad about bugs unless it's like really bad. But the thing is, with The Division, the bugs were just language changed on me last minute, so all of a sudden, good thing I know French anyway, so that helped me out. But you know, to the next layman who doesn't know French, that's not a good thing. It changed to French, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get into action. I'm running towards, and I'm like running around with my character, get a pop. Oh, this man XP because he discovered something, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shoot people. Crashes on my PlayStation. I mean, it's a beta, that's fine for it to crash. In terms of the concept, I like it. It'd work as an MMO, but would I buy it? Me personally, no. I don't have the time for it. But everything, the shooting mechanics and everything, because I did shoot things that I didn't need to shoot just to check it all looks fine. And the leveling up system, it all looks good because there's endless possibilities. There's not going to be like Mr. ICanWin can have the same character as me because I leveled up, and because we leveled up more or less the same things. No, his can be more unique to mine, and same with Blitztek. He could have his own unique character. It's just that it's one of those games, because I can safely say a Tom Clancy game has never been shit. Never. And I know a lot of people put Splinter Cell on blast for the final feud, but really, if you play them, like if you played Double Agent, was that really bad? If you played Conviction, was that really bad? No, it's just that it evolved as a franchise, and you've got to play these games and understand that. With this, don't go in with the mentality, because I went into the mentality playing Destiny that I would have an end, and that's the reason why I didn't enjoy Destiny. If you play this thinking, oh, there's going to be an end, you're not. It's a massive multiplayer online, so don't go in with that mindset. You go in with that. This is why I'm not personally buying it, but if you go in with that mindset, then you're fucked from the start.
For me, it was basically on my top 10 list. I've been looking forward to this game since 2014. Quite a long while now. I think I was even anticipating it for even 2015, but obviously it got delayed. Now coming out this year, and I think I'll be picking up this game day one. Probably my last game I'm picking up day one. Also getting back to that very soon. And then, like Muz was saying, like I think I could put the hours into this game. I'll also put in 7 hours into the beta. I think it could be a very well thought out game. The story, obviously, everyone's got their complaints. Is there an end game? Is the map going to be expanded? Those worries don't affect me too much, because I play games like Borderlands and other MMOs, and you kind of make your own end game anyway. So you go into a mission. Also, they got the main missions, the main story missions. You go into those, and they all have 3 separate difficulties. So they said that obviously you got the normal, then you got hard, and you got challenging. And they specified that challenging cannot be completed by yourself. So for me, I'm gonna do every single story mission on challenging and make sure I've got a team with me, or at least try it out by myself and see how, see if I can put the words to the test and see if I can actually complete it by myself. But if that's the case, and I always have to complete all the challenging story missions with a team, then that's gonna hold value for me because I can't complete them by myself. And for me, I'm a completist, so every single mission has to be done.
Alright, so one of my concerns with this as well is that when I jumped on a beta, we played it together, me and Mr Blitztek, was that it was fun straight away. With me and you, we was roaming our city, collecting stuff, doing missions together. Am I going to get hit with that Battlefront syndrome? That I played it with my friends, and it's great, but now my friends ain't here, and I'm picking it up on my own, and I'm playing it. Am I going to be alone in this world? Am I going to be bored just running around on my own? Because there's a lot of running in it. And sometimes if there's no one close to you, very close to you, that there's no one to talk to. So am I going to get bored when I'm out there on my own?
I don't think you will be, because yes, there's a lot of running in it. And even I hate that. Like the running from A to B, it just gets it gets to me kind of thing. But the map is so huge, I don't think they have the option to leave it so sparse at the same time. So on the beta, you can see that you go to a map, you load up your map with all these side quests, missions and stuff. I think in the main game, the more you play the game, the more side quests and stuff will come out. So imagine you're going to like a mission. I think on the way to a mission, there might be side missions that you can help with. I think the 3 main bases at the main base. So there's like tech, medical, and security. I think whenever you're walking about, either you're going to run to random enemies, or you're going to run into a side mission. And I think that in the main game, I think they're going to make sure there's enough stuff on the map, which is also very big, that you won't get bored. I don't know. I want to say minutes.
So you think they'll do a bit like Fallout? You know, when you play Fallout, anyone who's played Fallout, it is a long walk from A to B.
Thank you.
You discover these things, but you have enemies coming. So like, I don't know, you've never played Fallout, have you?
No.
Yeah, so if you used to play Fallout there, you go into you have your little settlements, and then from there you have to go to your mission objective. While you're walking, yeah, it is long walking. Even I hate it. That's one thing about Assassin's Creed, the first one, that annoyed a lot of people, but I enjoy the horse riding element. The thing about this is you get enemies, so you have to fight. So I think the Division, they will do that. I mean, what we're forgetting is a beta, so not everyone's playing it right now. You know, people that will buy it, and then once people buy it, they'll get hooked, because when it comes to MMOs, people get hooked. That's like cocaine.
Thank you, yeah.
You know, like Warcraft, that's becoming a film now. That started as an MMO. You know, things like that. People. So when there's a lot of people, that big map will feel so small for you. You think right now, you think, oh, I have to spend like 10 minutes running from A to B, but getting from A to B when everyone's on it, it will probably take hours.
So what about mission types? One of the things that kind of bugs me a little bit is I'm playing the beta, and I'm bearing in mind it is a beta, but all the missions and the side missions we kind of ran into seem the same. So you kind of go in, you shoot everyone. If there's a hostage, you open a door, the hostage is free, done. There wasn't like, they didn't kind of mix it up. There weren't like bomb defusals and you and your partners have to split it up and go 2 different directions to do something. See, there wasn't none of that in the beta, and I'm just asking, do you know if these kind of different mission types are actually in the game, or is this something that's going to come later? Like, what's your feeling on that? Because me, like, I can put 100 hours into a game if I'm interested, but at the same time, I don't want it to get repetitive. Like, I haven't played a real MMO, like 100 hours, like RPG since like Final Fantasy VIII. So if I'm going into Division, I want to be all the way in, but I also want to know that there's going to be different kind of things that I can do. Like, is that part of this game?
That's the thing though, because again with Borderlands, that's the closest I get to this game, action like RPG shooter. There wasn't much variation. Like I play that game from start to finish by myself, and for me, like I can't, like they get you to do stuff like collect this, do that. But at the end of the day, you're just shooting people. But I never got bored. So I played the game, story mode from A to B, did everything. And then second time round, I went with like people, start doing stuff with partners and stuff. And I still didn't get bored. So if that's the same with the Division, I guess it just depends how you look at it. Yeah, you could be shooting people all day. Everyone was saying they're going to be bullet sponges. Someone's going to take like almost 20,000 hits before they go down. Almost all your clips are out. Oh, Sam, I want my next gun. I'm almost out of ammo. What's happening? I'm like, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, this is how you're going to make the game, basically. This is how fun you're going to make it.
Execution at the end of the day. I mean, there's a lot of games. Look at it. We've got so many first-person shooters. But then you talk to anyone and be like, oh, COD. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I've never heard anyone say Battlefield. If they say Battlefield, is there a rare people? They'll be like, nah, you know what? I want to be a hipster. They're them type of people. You know? But COD is the one that comes to mind. COD and Battlefield. But there's so many. I mean, there's so many that have gone past that a lot of people have forgotten. The same thing's going to happen. Like with the Division, I think it will be a standout. It's not going to be an MMO that's going to get buried. I mean, if anything, it might surpass Destiny. I feel that it might surpass Destiny.
Ooh, that's a big shout, though.
Because the thing with Destiny is that I feel like Destiny's gonna go. It's gonna grow in number 2. Destiny, it got changed so much. That's why I gave up on it. I mean, fine. I know a lot of people found it hard at the start, but then to patch that game to make it easier for people, that wasn't something they should have done. The online aspect was good, and I liked the online stuff. But there's certain things I feel like with games they shouldn't do. Like even with Battlefront, I'm not going to go into it too much, but playing Battlefront from day one with these guys and playing Battlefront, say today, it's a completely different game. It's like I've played 4 different Battlefronts in the series of updates, and these have not been patches that fix the game. These have been patches that have reevaluated the game. And that's why I'm saying that in terms of the Division, I feel like that the game will grow if they listen to the community. Because that's a big thing with MMOs. They should listen to the community. That's one thing I'd always rate Halo for. 343 Studios, before it was Bungie. They ask the people, like, what do you want? Okay, you don't want this, that, the other. That's why with Destiny, they have taken it, but I think they've taken it too far. With Halo, it was balanced. They kept it so that it was that the game evolved with the gamers. So it never got to the point where, you know, certain gamers were like, no, but this shouldn't happen, but that shouldn't happen. With Destiny, it's got more love now, but I feel like they shouldn't have changed the initial game because it was out. Destiny 2, I would have accepted. Like, you do a beta, get people's feedback, do that. With Division, this is the thing with feedback. We're going to get onto this when we get to Hitman. If you're going to do a beta, you should ask for feedback and not say on your social media that you're going to ask for feedback by email. I've still not received an email regarding the Hitman beta. I don't know if I'm going to get one for the Division because this was an open beta, but that's the thing. Like, the feedback makes the beta. The beta is there for us to test the product. They need to be doing stuff so that helps their game, and I think a lot of developers could learn.
See, I think right now people are slapping on betas when it's really a demo, because the Hitman. I want to talk about Hitman because we've touched on it, but I'll wait. But the beta for the Division has come out pretty close to release. So I don't know how big the changes they can make. You can make so close to the game release.
I think it's pretty easy.
And again, you say that, but the game's been pushed so many times, and it's like, is this really a beta, or are they just saying, this is our game, play it, let's see what's going on, and we'll tweak one thing here or two? Like, I'm not sure.
Like, this is a new IP. There's no way they want to come out with a new IP again with the Tom Clancy name and be a flop.
No, I understand that. That's probably why. That's why it's been pushed back. And I understand that.
And
yeah.
The same thing with, like I said, I was thinking the same thing with Tom Clancy, like, especially with Ubisoft games, because I don't think they got a good track record. But with Tom Clancy, currently, but with Tom Clancy, I feel like they never want that name to fail, kind of thing. If anything, it should be average, never like a subpar game. So with Tom Clancy, The Division, I feel like it's a new IP. They don't want it to fail within its first coming out, kind of thing. So when it comes to the beta, I feel like, yeah, they got stuff in the full game that they're holding back on, almost. I can't obviously.
This is our hopes. These are hopes.
Thank you.
We're not sure.
Wishful thinking. But with the beta, I feel like they've held back almost enough where they're giving us enough to be like, yeah, I want to buy it. So when you do buy it, you're like, shit, where the fuck did this come from? Yeah.
See, and one more problem I've got is what worries me is I think that Division, no matter how good it is, yeah, it's gonna take a lot of heat because of how different it is from the stuff they showed us. So it can be amazing and people can love it, but I still think there's gonna be that population, you know what the internet is like in 2016, who are gonna be like, this still isn't the game that they showed us, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And the whole watchdog vibe is gonna come. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's gonna happen regardless of how good or bad the game is. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pick it up, especially with me most recently completing Star Wars. But yeah.
Yeah. Most games on the Ubisoft do get Ubisoftened.
Yeah,
It's
now
been
they
known.
do.
Yeah, it's been known. So, like, the stuff I saw in E3 to the stuff I see now, I'm only going by what I see now. Like, everything gets changed.
Yeah, because E3
it
is
happens.
just,
Thank you. Everything's a
it's a
tech
tease.
demo.
yeah, it's a tech
Everything's
demo.
a tech demo.
Everything. I mean, if like we go back to Metal Gear Solid 4, the teaser that we got for E3, everyone's like, wow. Even Metal Gear Solid 5, everyone's like, wow. The game, if you really look carefully, do you see the exact thing? No, you don't, because it looks like it's slightly softer. But should we slate a game because it looked better in E3? No. Why? Because they're just showing you something that they're trying to pull off. And you know what? They got to look at what they can do. I mean, certain things I would let slide. Right? I would let it slide. I mean, certain things I understand that might crash the hardware. You know,
Exactly.
totally fine. That I'm totally happy with. But if you're giving me, like with Watch Dogs, I think that they could have done it better. But if you're giving me something that was better on the PlayStation 2, not even PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, and expect me to pay for that, then that's not happening. Because if your E3 looked like PS5 and now you're giving me PS2 and you want
you
£50,
need a slap.
you just need a slap because you ain't getting my money, boy.
See, guys, I don't agree because I think I understand what you're saying that, you know, it's a tech demo and stuff like that, but you can save yourself negative publicity and all this other stuff if you put something that is closer to the game you're actually going to release. Even if that's what you're aiming for. Like, I don't want you to show me what you're aiming for. Like, show me something that's close to what I can get. Because imagine if when Watch Dogs came out or when they were showing that stuff in E3, it was the actual game. That game might have been amazing.
Yeah.
Half the people who bought it might not have been disappointed if they showed us the actual game. Instead, they showed us some roided up Watch Dogs game that we never got, that looked nothing like it, and that leads like exactly, and that disappoints everybody. So for someone, it's like we've been following the Division for like 2 years, and it's like now my expectations are dropped. Like I was buying the Division day one until, you know, all the new footage came out and stuff like that, and it's like I'm still sold on the game from how many hours I put into the beta, but I don't think that company should be doing that. I'd rather you just play something that you're actually going to give me instead of just getting me excited to later be disappointed down the road. I think it could save them a few bucks.
I can agree. I rather, like you said, if they're going to do it that way, then give us something we're going to get, like the demo. Do the demo then, and then when you get the game, it's like, right, where did this come from? Rather than give us a lot more, and then bring it down. It's like, where was this at the first place?
Exactly. Show me Watch Dogs the game, and then give me the E3 thing in my, you know what I'm saying, in my disc when I buy the game. If they were doing stuff like that, I think things would be going a lot better. But I don't like this showing me something amazing than giving me something average.
I think it's more to do with the pressures of E3 because they know, oh, it's E3's coming. You know what? We're Ubisoft. We need to push this out. And like the only people that I would say that really don't care about all these events is Rockstar. And I salute them for that because they're like, you know what? It's our game. We're going to release it. We'll show you what we want to show you when we want to show you. You know, Rockstar games have always been on par. They don't be like, oh my God, E3's around the corner. You guys just put anything together, yeah? Let's render that up. No, make that look better. Sound, everything. Like, no, we've got to make everything look fine. That trailer's got to look on point. No, they don't do that. That's one thing I rate about Rockstar. They've always kept it real. And Rockstar, if anything, their trailer sometimes make me think, you know, is this game going to be all that? Then, like, you play it and the game wows you. It's like your expectations are blown because your expectations are never that high. Red Dead Redemption, I'm still waiting for number 2. Rockstar, where's it at? That's one game I loved. I played Gun before that, which was also like a Western shooter, and that was good. And like I thought, you know what? I've never played Call of Juarez, so don't know if anyone says, "Oh no, that's better" or anything. I've never played that, so I can't say anything about that. But Red Dead Redemption set the par. If anything, I would have said that made me feel that game was better than GTA 4 at that point, and it's on the level of GTA 5.
Yeah, see, look, like I said, I'm a big Red Dead Redemption fan as well, and I remember me following that game for a long time as well, and was never disappointed. When I got the game, I was wowed, and it looked exactly the same as it did when they were showing the stuff at E3 and stuff like that. And even when I think of games like Arkham Knight, Batman, like the game we got was the game they always showed us, and that's why that game never disappointed me. And I want studios to give me what they're showing me.
Yeah, makes total
sense.
That's it. That'll lead us to our next game then, which is Hitman.
Hitman.
What do you guys think about Hitman? Tell me what you guys think about Hitman. What's Hitman about?
Wait. Hitman, the game, or Hitman, the one that's coming out? Like the series, franchise, or this one that's coming out?
The one that's going to come in March. We're discussing March games.
So Hitman is basically a third person stealth disguise shooter. It's one of those
a sandbox game, more or less. A third person sandbox game where you can either choose to do stealth or you can just go all guns blazing. Unless it was Absolution, where you had the point system and you got fucked.
Yeah, so I'm a big Hitman fan. Absolution was one of my best games on PS3. So I was really anticipating Hitman, the new Hitman 2016 that's coming out to PS4. Until I played the demo. I mean the beta. The beta demo, whatever we're calling it these days. So I played the beta, and I had been hearing a few funny things before the beta dropped about how they're releasing one stage every month for like 6 months or something, because people complained about Absolution's replayability and its longevity, how it wasn't lasting. So now they're going to give us a map for us to play for a month, and then the next month they're going to give us another one. So that was already odd to me. But then I played the beta, and this is the biggest pile of horseshit beta I've ever played in my life. Like, it doesn't feel like Hitman. They've added in some new mechanics that I don't really think make the game any better. It looks like a PS3 game. It just doesn't feel like Hitman to me. I played Absolution not too long ago, and it's totally turned me off up to right now. Like I'm really disappointed.
In terms of what you've said about Absolution, where people have argued about longevity and replayability, I think at the time when Absolution came out, if anything, it was one of the games that was slightly longer. Because what I remember when PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 came out, the games came and you'd get 9 hours of gameplay in a game.
That's a good standard, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a good standard. And in terms of Absolution, I think you get at least 10 to 12, depending on how you play it. But you've obviously got the online aspect.
There you go.
And I liked it because it had the rating system. If anything, I think it was one of PlayStation 3's best games. It pushed the system graphically. It made you think, you know what? Do I kill this guy? Or do I, you know what, just leave him? Do I walk past? Do I find, how do I get to this guy? Oh, how do I, you know what, there's these challenges. Oh, I have to poison him. You have to use the piano. I have to do this. I have to do that. It made you think. This beta, oh my God, it was so fucking shit. When I played it, you know what? I've been a fan of the series, like since Hitman 2, even when they had to remove that level because it offended the C community. Good thing they did that. Obviously, that's a sensitive issue and they should have done that, you know what? But the thing is, Hitman has always been a series. If anything, I can make the statement saying Hitman, the first one, and this Hitman. If I was to say what the limitations that had for that time, that game was pretty good. This, you got a fucking PS4 and you can't push it. You can't give me that. The bloody, the wood looks like it's cardboard. The graphics are so shit. Fine, okay, fine there. You know what? I'll look beyond the graphics because it's a beta. But mate, the game's out soon. So how are you going to be telling me that I should accept it? Then, okay, fine, the guided tutorial doesn't really guide you much. I mean, like, as a person who's played all the Hitmans, I don't need that anyway, first of all. Because I can work all this stuff out and I know how to play Hitman, the fiber wire, and people know how to kill and, disguises. Anyone who's played Hitman knows use the coin, distract the guy. It's like the basic stuff of Hitman. play this. I'm thinking, I swear Absolution had smoother controls than this. And I've played it recently as well, like I Can Win. I've completed it 2-3 times as well. So for me, it's like, whoa, like, how can you put one step forward and one step back? And the step forward is only that it's on PS4. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's something like, wow, you know, they've done something. They've done nothing. Nothing for me. If anything, this game has not shown me anything. I looked at the alpha footage and that looked better than the beta. And I've played the beta. I was like, you know what? I turned it off. First time I turned it off. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to bed. And then I next said, you know what? Let me not be, you know, be so bad because it's graphically shit and it's all like jaggedy, like if I'm playing Resident Evil. But I played it and I was like, okay, cool. You know what? The guy did tutorial. I was like, huh? Like, why am I not getting suspicion? Then I played the free roam, and even now, I Can Win just done it. He put the bomb on the desk, blew it out by the guy, and then he gets caught and he's nowhere near the guy. And the same thing happened to me. Like, what kind of shit is this? This is Hitman. Like, you can't be doing this. Like, right, I was standing next to the target, wearing the crew uniform, I think it was, yeah. It didn't say anything about me, like, raising suspicion. It was just like, suspicion was going high, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'll blend in. And all of a sudden, I'm fine. Like, if anything, the old Hitman's target sees you, that's it, game over. Everyone's on alert. What's this shit? Even Instinct, okay, it might be because it's the beta. Instinct's not running out. I need Instinct to run out. You got to push me. You know, I'm walking around with a fiber wire and the cops ain't stopping me. What kind of shit is this? And in terms of the final kill, that will, I know a lot, I've seen certain videos, people have killed him differently, but no, majority of the people have done what I've done and tampered with the jet. And then he's gone out of the ejector seat. So you can't say, you know what, there's like all this variety of ways to kill. When there's not, you know what, when you're pushing me into a certain way to kill the guy, it's not. With Absolution, I felt I had that, you know, I could do it my way.
In fact, that's one of the big differences in Absolution, is that you're not led anyway. There are ways you can go, but depending on you as a person, that really decides how you kill someone, and that is not in this game. In this game, it wants you to do certain things, and it definitely directs you towards one way or another. Or that's at least what I'm getting from the beta. Some of the big problems, like you said, like we just played it, and I'm a Hitman. I play Hitman. I should be able to pick up the control pad and just be able to play. And I struggle to do this with this game. When I played the beta, like Muz, I got through the guided tutorial. Then I played the match on free roam, got through there. But I struggled to play the next stage. It just, like, something felt off and something felt wrong about it. And I don't know what they've done, but this game is, like, I'm not looking forward to it. And right now, I'm in a mindset of, I'm just going to wait 2 years until all the DLCs come out and pick it up when it's like £10 in a bargain bin or something like that. Because I just don't like the way it's looking. I don't like the format of how they're bringing out the games either. So I'm really disappointed in what I've seen from Hitman so far. And realistically, I haven't seen any real positive reviews about it anyway, so...
Not really. Everyone's more or less on the fence. Like, it's good. No one has said anything. I've watched a few videos. No one said, oh, this is new. No, it's not. You're saying, oh, they brought this back from Blood Money. They brought this back. They brought that back. But what is new? What is new? This isn't hit. You know, the best of Hitman. This isn't his curtain call. Why have you taken him back when we could? This might be a spoiler for certain people, but the way Absolution ended, Diana didn't die. Oh, I'm sorry if you haven't completed the game by now. Well, what the fuck have you been doing? You know? And she goes away with Victoria, and he sets up his own agency again. So why can't he be doing his own thing? Fine, okay, Diana's like, you know, like always been part of Hitman. But you're telling me she can't come in further down the line? They could have easily done this. If anything, and one thing I'm really disappointed with is I've played a beta and I've not been asked for feedback. And what kind of publisher does that? Like, I just can't think.
Most of the time they try and especially go to their forums though.
But the thing
is, that's a bit long because obviously you had to create an account and all that. I tried to do the Division beta. Obviously I wanted to do some feedback because I was like, I don't want to run it for 5 minutes. Is there some kind of fast? Obviously there's fast travel and all that nonsense to players and to missions and stuff. But yeah, I try to go on the forums, do at least my 5 cents because I think the game should be pushed. I'm a very big fan of it. I want to say my 5 cents, but it is a bit elongated.
Yeah, but I
But at
saw.
the same time, you can't go to everyone and be like, give us your feedback through email.
Yeah, true. But what they said is that they'll be request because I checked where the beta list was. I said, how would we get feedback? They said forums and social media, and they will be emailing everyone that took part in the beta.
How would they know who took part in the beta, though?
Because they would know whoever pre-ordered it, they would only have access to the beta. So that's how I got access to the beta. That's how ICanWin got access to the beta. So you know who got access to the beta. You have our information, but yet you haven't emailed us when you're going to put out a shit game. I mean, it's fine. You want to make Lost, that's fine with you. We're not going to be sitting there. If anything, I'm really disappointed because Hitman was the one game in March I was looking forward to.
See, like I said, Hitman, I had been waiting for just the next Hitman game since I played Absolution. And when I heard that the new Hitman game was coming out, that was the reason I picked Absolution back up and completed it. So this is to me it's really frustrating. So one of the worst things is I think like someone in their studios has been like, Absolution didn't go down well with the average gamer, so we're gonna reboot it. Like I feel like this is really a soft reboot. Like
it is.
They've taken Hitman back 20 years. He's like a teenager almost, like 19 years old or something. It's like baby Hitman. Like I think it's like Hit Boy. Like, and I'm just like I'm not impressed at all. And you guys are putting me off it more. Like I don't even want to pick it up when it's £10 in the bargain bin anymore.
I don't want it on my trophy list.
That's the thing though, because like you guys saying, if it's getting released monthly and you still guys haven't received an email, then I think that okay, it's not a V1, we get to that, but I still think that they'll be getting their feedback periodically as well. So by the next time they release a new episode, they'll be like, shit, we messed up on this part, we can add it.
See, this is the thing about this whole episode things that I'm really against here. It's because not everyone is like me. I will go into Hitman and I'll play it one way, then I'll play it again and try and do something different and keep going and going and going. And in Absolution, I knew I did it better because there was a point system that said, Joe, you've done this better than the last time. Silent Assassin, Novice, whatever. It's not in this game. Like, why are you not telling me that what I just did was better than the last? So if I walk in there, all guns blazing, kill 400 computer-generated characters, and then kill my target and leave, I've done just as good a job as if I go in there, I'm spotted by nobody, choke him in a chipmunk outfit, and then leave.
So it's no longer Hitman.
Exactly.
Well, it's become Gears of War, but a guy in a suit.
Exactly. That makes no sense to me. And let me get back to this point. So they're releasing an episode. So what if I'm just a normal person, I complete an episode and I want to go to the next?
Thank you, you're screwed.
I've got to wait a month.
Yep.
And you want me to pay for that as well.
That's what I mean, like, there's a bit of a weird business system, right?
That's crazy. And I don't know what they think. And also, what scares me now is, if you're releasing this monthly, it's going to be probably top heavy. Like, the first 2 months are probably going to be the best 2 stages.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it. Well, if we put a subpar stage out, we're going to get roasted and no one's going to buy the next one. So we put the 2 best ones at the front and then we'll tail it off at the end after they're already sucked in. Because you buy the 3rd one and you're like, oh, it's not as good as the 2nd, but I know the 4th one will be, better. This is better than the 3rd one. Yeah. And by that time, you've already paid for another season pass into 2017 and you're smashing your head on the wall because you won at 17. I can't. I'm getting hot now. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this.
It's just stupid. Like, who thought of this? I think one of the guys that smoked a joint, went into work, and let's release things episodically. We know we've sussed you out. Basically, you haven't completed your game. Why don't you just push it back?
See, I'd rather than push it back and give me a full Hitman game than the rubbish they're trying to do now. I actually think that when they go into board meetings about Hitman, the topic is how to sink this franchise. That's what I actually think, because this is horseshit. This is too much for me. I don't know.
Okay, cool. It's too much. Let's move on. Next game, Big Hell, UFC 2.
Alright, I know you guys don't care about UFC.
Nah.
But I do. Alright, so, this is about to be the Mr. Jack and Win segment of the podcast. So, pretty much, I don't play any other sports games, but I'm a big fight fan. UFC, MMA games are games I always pick up. I've picked them up since they started coming out on, I think the first one was probably on PlayStation 2. I started picking them up since then. The last EA Sports UFC game was amazing. Graphically pushed it, took the Fight Night engine. I love that they came over to EA. They pushed it. Graphics was amazing. The fighting, just everything. The realism of it is. It really pushed it, and I was really excited about number 2. Only gripe with UFC 1 is that the trophy, there's got a couple trophies on there that are so retarded to get that it makes no sense to put them in there. And I know people will be like, well, so platinum is supposed to be hard to get. I don't mind hard, but then there's close to impossible. Like, it's actually ridiculous, but let me get past that. So, in the new UFC game, the flaws with the old one were there was no training. UFC is like, to me, how you guys play Street Fighter. It needs a training mode. So I feel like they didn't put it in the first game purposely so they could put it in the next game. So whatever. But they've got a training mode. They've introduced ultimate teams like they do in FIFA.
Oh,
yeah, so now you build fight camps. They're trying to make it real. Like I see, look, I'm selling them on it now. so you basically you build a fight camp. You get cards. You level up your players so you can increase their stamina and give them special moves and stuff like that. And you build a team, and then you fight other people's teams online and stuff like that. That's one of the dynamics they've added to the online, which I think's amazing, and it's also going to suck people in for their money in their PSN wallet and all the hours they've got, because there's going to be certain people who don't like actually fighting but love Ultimate Team stuff, because I know they've got that in FIFA, Football Manager and stuff like that. So that's going to be there. They've improved the submission system that was kind of rocky in the last game. It was alright if you're hardcore, it's alright for you, but I think for just to pick up and play, it was kind of difficult for some people. So I think they've made it a bit more user friendly for everyone. What I'm really excited about, whole bunch of new characters, new referees. What else? I don't know. They threw in a few more online modes. Something I love about UFC, they always do online tournaments. So almost every weekend they've got the countdown, and then you can participate in tournaments and you go up levels. So Bronze League, Silver League, Gold League, Platinum League. I love that stuff about the game. Really good. Really excited for it. But I might not be picking it up day one just because it's a fighting game and I don't need to. So if I do pick up the Division, I probably won't be picking up UFC 2 until maybe the next month or something like that. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. Thoughts on it besides you guys not getting it?
Now I was going to say, like, the whole thing with Ultimate Team and stuff, like I said, you can increase stamina, special moves and stuff. I'm not sure if it's the same team that did the Fight Night kind of stuff. It must be, yeah. It's the same guys.
It is.
My worry about that is that in Fight Night, people started to exploit special moves and stuff like that when you went into ranking fights. So one person put all the power into a jab, come into the fight, jab you once, your character's stunned, and then they'll go do their right hook. They're like
uppercuts and
like the haymakers basically. So if you do that, I'm saying, is that going to be the same thing in UFC? Like, you think they iron that kind of stuff out?
See, these things got ironed out a long time ago, and the difference, I guess, with Fight Night is straight boxing.
Yeah.
So you don't have that ability to do something like that, to jab someone away, because there's other aspects of the game. I can grapple you, I can take you down and stuff like that. So that thing's harder to exploit. There was something else you said that I can't remember, that just slipped my mind. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think they would know that going in anyway, and that kind of stuff didn't really happen online in the last game. Okay, yeah. So I don't presume it's going to start to happen in this game.
That's cool, because yeah, I've played FIFA and I've played Fight Night, and if you're saying they're expanding the game in the sense of Ultimate Team, then yeah, I think this might be a set every year.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, EA Sports has always done good things in terms of the FIFA franchise. At one point, I know it's a controversial thing, but Pro Evolution was better. No one can deny that. Now FIFA is the king. It's leading because Pro Evolution fell off. And with UFC, I think it's rivals MMA, is it?
No.
Probably the only.
Yeah,
I know there's another one. There is another one. Because UFC's EA's, and there is another one. I'm not sure what it's called, but this is the one that's known. And I might be looking to get it, but not on day one, maybe later. I mean, I enjoy my beat 'em ups. I'm not good at them, but I do enjoy them. and probably might. I mean, the thing about these fighting games is the last sports one that I got was Fight Night. Round 3 was the last one, right?
Round 3, yeah. It was,
yeah, and that was good. I loved it. But then when I saw some of the trophies, I was like, are you really expecting me to do that?
Yeah, the trophy.
And then I thought, do you know, it's on my list, and it's like I probably got like 2-3% of that. You know, I just put it down because these sort of games, it's more about like when your mates come over, you play like online. When the whole CMC group, Cyber Nerds get together, you know, like okay, let's have a tournament amongst ourselves. It's not about like, oh, come in this ranking in the whole world. How am I meant to come like first in the whole world? You know, there's only like one good who's first, and then probably like there's so many people playing thousands, millions, and you want me to come number 1. How's that possible?
Well, if you were good enough, I'm guessing you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but those are the guys who are in the professional tournament. Talking about for the average gamer, you're gonna put a trophy out there for the average gamer that he cannot do. So you're gonna frustrate him and be like, you know what? Fuck you, EA. I'm never buying your game.
Oh gosh. Okay, then I guess that's it on UFC. Next game, Pokemon Tournament.
Pokken Tournament.
Tournament.
Yeah, a lot of people will call this Pokemon. It's gonna happen, but
that's why they didn't call it.
I don't know
Pokemon Tournament. Why is it called Pokken?
If anything, I've realized straight away Pokken, and if you look at the logo, it's like the same sort of thing as Tekken. So it's Tekken Tournament.
And it's made by Namco as well.
Namco, yeah. So
okay.
what they want is people to look at it and think, this reminds me of something. If anything, I think this is to make you think Tekken 7's around the corner because that's out in arcades. A lot of people don't know that. That's out in arcades. So that means Pokken Tournament is just warming you up, you know? It looks good. Whoever, like us lot, we grew up with Pokemon or Digimon. It depends it doesn't matter what team you was on. I personally like both, even though certain Digimons were slightly better. But this is going to be good. I mean, it's got that Smash Bros vibe to me.
I like beat 'em ups as well, and since I started hearing about it, was it Macho Libre, Pikachu,
Libre Pika,
and stuff like that. I think that it's good that now that Pokemon has finally come out with a beat 'em up that's one-on-one.
Yeah, rather than turn-based strategy.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like it took its time because I know from the N64 you get like your cartridge or something, put it into like the game. And then you could like fight your
They done
team
all them
3D.
stupid camera, Pokemon Pikachu camera.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's like
so,
time.
How does this work? How do I get my 6 Pokemon against Mr. Blitztek's 6 Pokemon? How does that work? And also, is it when you say fighting, is it punch kick or are we doing actual Pokemon moves? Am I hitting you with a Thunderbolt and stuff like that?
Most likely, like it's a one-on-one fight, so
it won't be your 6.
That you got from your cartridge or whatever. It will be like, you pick a Pokemon that your favorite. I don't know what the lineup is.
Neither do I. I mean, I personally don't have a Wii U, but this game's got me thinking of getting a Wii U. The reason why I got a Wii was Smash Bros.
Yeah.
So it's selling it to me. If a game is making me buy a console, that's telling you that game's going to be good. It's the same thing with Splinter Cell game making me get Xbox. This is making me think, you know what? I should get a Wii U. That's how good it is. It looks like it'll be really good. I'm going to do more research on this, but from what I've seen, I'm pleased with the trailer.
Like Namco, come on now.
Yeah, Namco.
They know what they do when it comes to fighting games. They help with Smash Bros and the fighting code. Come on, they got Tekken.
Tekken's
never let me down.
Yeah, Tekken's never let me down.
Their main series anyway.
Their story has always... Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
not going to go in. Tekken Tag was good. I don't know about 2, didn't play that.
No, they don't.
And Street Fighter vs Tekken didn't play that. But the main Tekkens 1 to 7, or 6 out of 7 I haven't played yet. They've all been good.
So, for me, I don't think this will be a letdown, especially for Pokemon fans.
Yeah.
Fighting fans alike as well, so...
I mean, if you got Wii U, if anything, I know a lot of people, it's a bit like Lego games, so people will be like, oh no, like Lego games are for kids. No, they're not. They're for everyone. If you enjoy it, play it. I mean, I love Lego games as much as the next guy. This looks like it'll be like Smash Bros. Everyone can play it. You can play with your dad, or you can play with your mates. You know,
that's what I mean. Casuals and pros alike. So
it's for everyone, and that's why, like, you know what? When a game can appeal for everyone and be good, and because it's by Namco, I know it'll be good.
See, the thing is, I'm a big Pokemon fan. Like, got Nintendo 3DS and all that other stuff, and I try to keep up with it. But my big problem is these games are never really what I want. Like this game, it looks good, and this is the kind of Pokemon battles I want. But at the same time, I want my 6 Pokemon. I know.
Go away with your 6 Pokemon. Nobody wants a 6
Pokemon that I've trained up, and I want that to
translate.
Exactly, I want that to translate directly into the game. And this was my problem. This is why I was a big fan of Pokemon Stadium, because I put my 6 Pokemon in the drive, plugged it into the back of my N64 control pad, and that was my 6 Pokemon. And we did battles and stuff like that. And I thought that was amazing. But I thought that they could have kept on pushing that forward and forward. And this looks like the game that it should be, where I'm plugging my 3DS in or uploading my 3DS stuff online, and then my choice of 6 is coming, and I can play online against other people. If I could do that in this game, I would be buying a Wii U and buying and purchasing this. It looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
It looks like it is Pokemon Stadium sequel.
There you
Basically,
go.
yeah.
Definitely.
But hey ho, I won't be getting it. Won't be getting a Wii U. Hasn't sold me, but it's a good game. So the next one we could see into, in fact, I think that's all for March actually. Unless there's any other games you guys want to look forward to, like Farming Simulator.
No, that's not really for me.
No, that's not my cup
How
of
do
tea.
these games keep coming out?
I'm
How is there a
not gonna-
Farming Simulator?
I mean, I accepted that there was like Flight Simulator and then like cities, even like Bus Simulator. What is that?
That's also coming out in March. What is that about?
What is that? Who plays that?
I want to be a bus driver.
I mean,
you know what?
yeah.
Let me go buy
you know
Bus
what?
Simulator.
Yo, there's someone out there who's probably a bus driver right now because of that game, guys. So give it a break. Someone's playing it if it's getting produced.
Too many snakes on my motherfucking bus. Wait, I played Bus Simulator. Let me try and what? No way. Don't need this in
It's
my
not
life.
something I'd think. You know what? I wait all that time just so I could get the next Bus Simulator. If I got one, why am I going to get the other? And if anything, I'd go get a job as a bus driver.
There you go. So how much experience have you go with a bus?
Yeah, like
About 5 hours on Bus Simulator.
I got the gold medal.
Nah, it's just not for me, unfortunately. I think that wraps it up for the games released in March. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
Peace.